Welcome to the Performer Radio Show. Each week, we interview some of the most interesting people in the fashion and entertainment industries. Fashion and entertainment industries. Beautiful models, singers, comedians, dancers, fashion designers, actors, beauty queens, and many more. Right here on the Performer Radio Show.
Welcome to another edition of the Performer Radio Show right here on PerformerRadio.com, DirtyWaterNews.com, the UR Business Network, and the TuneIn Radio Network. My name is Mike Zotos, and I'm in the studio tonight with the lovely A-Marie Ortiz and Diamond Liz. Hi, girls.
Hello.
So, October 1st, 2014. It's the Halloween season. You girls ready for this one? Liz, you better be ready. We did a Halloween show last week.
I'm so ready for Halloween.
Yes.
And my birthday, which is coming up.
That's right. It's your birthday month, too. And Bianca Reyes' birthday month. She was here last week filling in for our co-hostess, A-Marie. A-Marie, you've been jet-setting all over the planet, haven't you, lately?
Yeah, I've been pretty busy.
Well, since we haven't seen you since spring here on the show. So since then, you've gone to Dominican Republic, correct?
Yeah, I was in Dominican Republic, and then I got back, and I went to L.A.
Now, you were in the DR for a wedding, is that correct?
Yeah, I was there for a wedding.
It must have been a beautiful setting for a wedding.
It was amazing. I was part of the wedding party, so it was fun. It was a lot of work, but it was so much fun. I went with all my college friends, so it was so much fun.
Really? So it was kind of like a college reunion at the same time?
Yeah, it was. It was awesome.
Oh, that's cool. And that was what, early August?
Yep, early August.
What was the weather like? Just curious.
Oh my God, it was like 90 degrees, 100 degrees every day.
Every day, and of course very humid too, I'm assuming.
Extremely humid. But it wasn't that bad because you're like kind of always in a body of water, whether it's the pool or ocean. You're never kind of...
I know both of you girls, if any humidity comes in contact with your hair.
Oh, but I didn't even. I went.
It's like, forget the straight iron. Forget it.
I went prepared for war. I went prepared for war. I went with curly hair. I didn't even attempt to straighten my hair.
What about makeup? You don't bare face?
Barely no makeup. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you're both pretty without makeup anyway, and I can attest to that. I've seen that one already. So now you went to LA now for about a week or so as well with Danny, correct?
Yeah.
Danny Victor. And you filmed an episode of the Bad Girls Club there. We can't tell you what happened, obviously, because of contractual reasons. But, I mean, L.A., right around that time, is really starting to get into a groove, too, because that's the season where you get all the the TV shows being filmed, and everything gets back to life, like in September. So that must have been really quite a energetic week that you had there, I'm sure.
It was fun. They were having a heat wave, actually, that time we were there. So it was 95, 96 degrees every single day.
That is beautiful.
And because everybody that lived there is like, oh, it's never really this hot. We're having a heat wave.
Yeah.
So I thought it was great because it was getting cold back home. It was already looking fallish. So I went there, I had a tan. I came back with a tan. It was so much fun. The weather's beautiful. The heat there's no humidity. It's a dry heat, so your hair still looks fabulous. What can I say? It's my type of city.
Well, when I was there in May, it was 110 degrees. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
I'm the only one that hasn't been to LA.
Oh my
really?
God, you would love it. I'm such an LA girl. Everybody that goes to LA and sees me, they're like, Amory, you're such an LA girl. I'm like, yep.
You look like you belong there. I mean, styles on point, hair, makeup.
Thank you.
When I went to San Francisco, Mike was in LA, and
I said, come on down.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, you're 8 hours away, and that was for my birthday like 2 years ago.
Yeah, because California is so big. You can go to one side and literally take a flight to go to the other side. It's huge.
Yeah.
That's actually Texas. You mean up and down, really. California's more vertical, where Texas is more horizontal. It's more spread out, like Alaska or something like that.
Oh, and since I was in LA for the BGC reunion, it actually premieres next Tuesday.
Yeah, the show starts next Tuesday.
Yeah, BGC Redemption. Go check out Danny.
On Oxygen. Yes, correct. Give her a little plug. This is supposed to be the last season of the Bad Girls Club.
It is. Huh? It's a wrap up, and it's a wrap up of all the seasons. So they basically picked every star from every season, come together in a house with a life coach to kind of just deal with the issues they have. A lot of these girls have either anger issues, alcoholism, etc., issues with their parents, families. So it's kind of like it's a way to redempt yourself from the stuff that you did in the prior seasons that maybe wasn't that great.
Isn't that kind of true of many reality shows, though? They try and pick people that are very flawed which can add drama.
They want the drama.
That's what I'm saying. They want the drama and the ratings, and that's kind of what reality shows. Many reality shows are all about. Housewives,
that's
you
why
name
I don't watch them.
You name it. I mean, they all kind of have the same formula for casting in a sense. This one sounds like they could be providing some interesting entertainment for the rest of the world. That type of deal. I personally, people know my stance on this. I do not like reality shows. I think they are basically a leech on American society. That's my personal opinion. I don't think they show us as a society in a very good way.
Definitely not.
I think it works against us. And I don't think that the networks are really quite seeing what the effect is of these reality shows.
I'm sure they know, but I think they just don't care because they're more worried about the ratings and
money they're making off of these.
Well, that's just it. I mean, it's like quick money, but it's not long-term money because a lot of their audience members now are fading.
Yeah,
the numbers
and then
fading.
they just start a new show. That's all.
No, I'm not talking about specific. I'm just talking about the networks in general. Their viewership is going way down. Now, some of that is competition from cable networks and pay-per-view and on-demand stuff, but a lot of it is actually internet, YouTube. Other websites like that have become destination websites. So a lot of younger people, even younger than you guys, like teenagers and whatnot, are going to YouTube to get their entertainment in 5 and 10 minute bits and segments rather than a half hour or an hour. Netflix is another one that's really drawing a lot of viewers now lately because of original content and of course the ability to see it anytime you want. Where networks broadcast at a certain time every week. Yeah, some of the shows are on demand, or you can put them on your DVR. But the reality is that if you've got a cell phone, a smartphone, you can just tune into Netflix or YouTube anytime, anywhere, and that's become the more agreeable destination for a younger audience. But most advertisers are looking for that younger audience. That's what they're looking for. So my personal opinion is that reality shows are going to start fading in the next 10 to 15 years, probably to the point where they're in extinction, because the broadcast networks are going to keep losing their audience if they don't switch things around. And I think I've noticed in this new fall season, which just started last week, there's a lot more scripted shows than there are new reality shows. They've been saving the reality shows mostly for the summertime now, like Big Brother and stuff like that, all those kind of crazy game shows, like American Gladiator or whatever that thing was, American Ninja, I can't remember what it was. But they're saving those for the summertime when they use them as fillers now. Not as much, the cable networks still have some reality shows because they're cheaper to produce and they don't have the budgets that the big networks have. But I think you're going to start seeing a downward turn in reality shows, except for maybe the cable networks. So, you got back from that. Now, what are your plans for the rest of the month or the fall, Anne-Marie?
Well, I need a little bit of vacation, which is funny because everyone's like, you've been on vacation.
I was going to say the same thing.
No, but I need like a relaxing. So I'm looking at November, maybe everyone knows me in Boston knows my best friend Nailene. So I think her and I are working to go to like Cabo or something in November and just kind of get away and have like a relaxing vacation. Huh? Yeah, that's my next one. And then, just holidays with the family.
And I know, Liz, you've got a very big birthday coming up and you've got some big plans too, don't you?
I'm coming.
Yes.
You invited me. I'm already there.
Okay, yeah.
She's going to go to Vegas for her first trip to Vegas.
No, she's having something in Boston, right?
No, I am. I'm
just saying, yes.
And I'm not sure where I'm going to do it yet, but I will let everyone know as soon.
But of course, Vegas is.
Vegas is like number one.
The Boston thing is just a stepping stone to your Vegas trip.
Boston is like, okay, bye everyone, I'm going to Vegas now.
That's it. That's why you'd rather be in Vegas.
But I do want to celebrate with the people here that.
Well, yeah, that's all fine and good, but then you can go have a really great time, which is no problem. I mean, no one's going to say, "Oh, you like Vegas more than Boston." No, Boston's your home. But when you go when you want to have experienced something really crazy, Vegas is a great place to go. Yeah. All right, coming up right after this, we've got Lamont Price. He's back. So we're going to be seeing what Lamont is up to in this day and age in 2014. So we'll be right back with Lamont Price.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash, 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
And in the studio right now, we have Mr. Lamont Price. Lamont, welcome back to the Performer Radio Show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
We have Lamont here at the beginning of every season.
Is that the rule?
That's the rule.
You really have been.
You really have been.
I had no. So I'm the season premiere.
Well, last week technically was our season premiere. You missed that one, but we have you at the beginning. We wanted you here last week, but you couldn't make it.
I couldn't make it.
Scheduling program.
That's right.
A problem. But you're here now, so.
I'm box office.
There you go.
You gotta have me here.
Gotta have you here.
Yep.
Gotta have you here. This is just an imperative. You have to be here every season now. You started off the Performer Radio Show as a guest co-host.
That's right. I did do that. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, and that was wow, at least 2.5 years ago, something like that. Yeah, it was summer of
2012.
2012. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was a good time. Yes, and then you went off and did all kinds of gigs, and we brought Jessica Graff in to be co-hostess, and then A-Marie came in, and now she's still there. Hi, A-Marie.
Hi.
So this new season, 2014 fall, you got a lot of stuff going on this year too, don't you?
Well, stand-up wise, I'm doing a lot of stuff in Boston, preparing some shows. I work a lot of clubs in addition to booking my own venues and putting my own events together. I have a buddy that helps me with that, Jeff Hamill. He's really good at that, handling the business side of things, and I handle the comedian side of things. In addition to the, bit of travel here and there, get to go tell jokes to strangers, which is always
you travel to. Oh, and you go to a lot of New England states too.
Well, I go to New England states. I mean, the thing about being a comic in New England, if you wanted to base yourself in New England, it's Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Vermont. Like, there's so many opportunities. But I've also been getting out there, so
That's good.
Comedy is fun, man.
Which state has in New England? Which state has the most clubs available?
Clubs
or venues?
Wow, I never really
thought about it.
New Hampshire, maybe.
Really?
Outside of Massachusetts, you mean?
Well, no, you include
within Massachusetts.
Definitely. Okay, that's
Massachusetts.
good.
I mean, Connecticut, Rhode Island as well. Because Connecticut has the casinos.
Right.
So you know what? I take the New Hampshire thing back. I'd say Connecticut. Outside of Massachusetts, I'd say Connecticut.
Okay.
Because with the casinos, they have a lot more outlets for stuff. And non-conventional shows, too, that aren't, in specific comedy clubs that are geared just for comedy.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So they, let's say, for instance, they have a big comedy show coming into maybe Mohegan Sun.
Right.
Do they kind of make it like a comedy weekend? So they have more local comics in the smaller venues there during because I would do that. I mean,
they do that. Like, say, Foxwoods, for example. They have 3 theaters. They have a regular comedy club in addition to 2 theaters. So on the weekend, there could be comedians from everywhere coming in just to that casino alone. Over a span of, say, 5 days.
That's my point, yeah.
Yeah, so the smaller club will have, they'll have a national guy, but they'll also have a lot of the sort of New England guys on as well. And then sometimes the New England guys will also be on the shows in the bigger theaters and stuff with the Bill Burrs or the Chris
Are a lot
Rock.
of those shows pre-sold, or just they really try and get their patrons in the casinos just to come in the last minute, or just something else for them to do?
It's a combination of both. I think with any casino, it does rely heavily on, your package. You come in, you get the chip with the whatever they give you. Right. I don't gamble, so I don't really know what they give you when you go to. Well,
that's good.
I go to casinos to get paid. I don't go to casinos to say, "Yo, I just got paid, but here's all that money back."
That's how I feel about casinos. I see losing money as in what I could have bought. I lost $100. I could have bought like a dress to go out,
right?
Or shoes or something. I refuse.
Liz is going to be going to Vegas next month. Actually, no, this month now. It's already October 1st, so she's going to be going to Las Vegas this month for her birthday at the end of the month. Liz, how much gambling are you going to do?
I'm going to try not to gamble too much because I've heard stories, and if I hit it big, I'm just going to cash out, that'll
so you got to at least put a couple,
I'll put
slot
a
machines.
couple,
that's the trick though. If you say
if I do win something, I'm just going to cash out. I'm not going to
So if you win like $1,000, right, you're going to go, all right, I'm cool.
Yeah, I'll be good with $1,000.
You're not going to be greedy.
Right.
That's good.
When I went for my birthday, I went to earlier this year to Foxwoods, and I've never gambled, and I played blackjack, and I won $60, and I cashed out of $60 after I put in $30.
Smart move.
I doubled my money, and I was out.
Smart move. You know how many people can't say that?
I know, they just gotta dip
You're a winner. You can always say, I'm a winner at
I
gambling.
doubled my $30, and I was out.
Bounce. Liz, listen.
Come up.
Mike better not get a phone call when you're in Vegas. Somebody, I had to sell my clothes. Somebody come and get me. Like, just be careful. All right?
I will.
Do you like the atmosphere when you go down there? I mean, people usually are pretty happy in casinos.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. Anytime I do a casino, you're basically stuck in a bunker for like 4 or 5 days. That's a different world in there.
Yeah.
So nobody seems to adhere to the normal society rules. They just kind of do whatever they want. So to me, it's a bunch of zombies walking around. And listen, I can people watch with the best of them. I love doing it. So the people in casinos, God bless them. I don't know what they do when they're not in casinos, but when they're in casinos, it is hilarious what's going on in there. I mean, the types of people, because it's an all walks of life place.
Right.
So you get to see
young, old, all ethnicities.
There's no restriction on anybody's weight. Like it's a massacre in there. Like it's bananas.
Nobody under 150 pounds may enter.
It's crazy, man.
Well, I mean, you're okay. So let's say you're doing a gig in downtown Boston. It's raining, pouring out. Everyone is miserable. That's a very big challenge for a comedian to lift their spirits, isn't it? Because in the casinos, they're already either drunk or happy that they won or just happy that they're there. So how much more of a challenge is it when you have to deal with a crowd that's really kind of depressed at the moment?
I guess a comedy challenge is a challenge if you think of it as such. Meaning, I'd have to care that they're miserable in order for me to these people are miserable. So if they came into a comedy club miserable, that's their problem. And it's not up to me. Like, as a comic,
responsibility.
What makes me effective as a comedian is the fact that I do what I do regardless of the response. I'm not going to change what I do because I think this crowd might respond. I'd much rather have a horrible set doing what I do than do well switching it up and being something that I'm not for the moment. I have a hard time lying in the moment, which is why I'm single. You know what I'm saying? I can't lie to make a moment happy. I have to tell you the truth. So when the crowd is miserable, I'm just gonna be me. And if it's not going well, I have a sick mind where if I know that it's not going well, my mind will immediately go to, let's see how much worse we can make it. So what you're looking at, I don't know if
might as well go big or go home. Either way,
You're looking at a dude who gives very little. I don't know if I can curse, but you know the next word is going to be. I get very little of those, so I'm just going to do me. If people like it, awesome. I'm not consumed with people like, oh, people need to like me. I know I'm good at what I do. I've been doing it long enough to be secure in that. So my audience is going to dig who I am, and other people hopefully can respond to that. But if they don't, I'm not for everybody, and I'm not going to try to please everybody either.
Is there any type of situation that you would consider a challenge?
Anybody that gets on that stage is taking a risk, no matter the situation. Anytime I go up, I have the opportunity to fail. So the challenge is getting up there in the first place.
Do you assess the audience before you go up? Just like see the other comic sets before yours, or just kind of get a feel or a vibe from where they're what kind of emotional state they're in?
It depends. It depends. I don't really, again, like earlier, I don't care what the crowd is. Like a lot of people, the crowd's not good tonight. Oh, they're a little, it's all irrelevant. They're going to be what they're going to be. Whether you tell me beforehand or not, I still have to deal with it when I get up there. So it's not that I avoid knowing what they are, but I don't actively seek it out. I just deal with what, if somebody says, if another comic goes, dude, this crowd, man, it's not good, I'll just go,
That's the way it is.
That's the way it is.
There you go.
It's not going to change because you told me.
Gotcha.
All
right, we're going to talk about your gigs coming up in just a few seconds after we take this break.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer, 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
Interviewing the best talent Boston has to offer. This is the Performer Radio Show.
And we're back with Mr. Lamont Price. I have to call you Mr. because you're a dude now. You're a big dude. And I'm not talking about your physical weight. You're a big dude in comedy now. You've been headlining a lot of the venues in the area now, because I can see the marquees, like it says Lamont Price on the top.
That's true.
That's got to be a great feeling when you work so hard in this market, and now you are a kingpin of comedy in this area.
That's a little strong.
Well, I mean, I love your show.
I appreciate the love, but I'm still working. I mean, you always want to expand your brand further than what you're used to. So I'm always trying to get out there and it's like I don't sit back and go,
I've done it. I've arrived.
Names on the I'm just too. You know what it is? I don't. I'm not comfortable with anything I say. Like, my favorite joke is the one I haven't written yet. You know what I'm saying? So
that's like Tom Brady, who always says that my favorite Super Bowl is the one I haven't gotten yet.
That's going to be Super Bowl ring. Going to be a little difficult.
Yeah, after this week's. Exactly.
Let's not even go there. Let's not talk bad about my boyfriend over there.
Listen, I had 3 minutes of jokes about how much I love the dude. So believe me, I'm on the same page.
I think most women are actually enamored with the new guy, Garoppolo now.
Garoppolo.
Oh, he's a pretty boy.
I'm not going to front. The Patriots got some pretty dudes at quarterback. I'm very comfortable with my sexuality.
You might
and
be
those
changing.
2 dudes. Settle down, Mike. I'm not gonna.
You might be changing your attitude.
No, you gotta understand how dudes work. No. I would hang out with Garoppolo in a heartbeat because you know why? He's flypaper. They'll all come for him.
I know exactly what he's saying.
And then they'll realize I'm awesome. You understand how that works? Girls like awesome.
That's
okay.
True.
Girls do love awesome.
They love awesome. Looks are a plus if you got them. But you know what I'm saying? Like, girls are attracted to awesome, so they'll come for Garoppolo.
Yes.
But they'll stay for LP.
There you go.
All right.
Love the confidence.
Huh? Oh yeah, you gotta have confidence, right?
That's awesome.
You know,
right
people always say, "What kind of girls do you like?" I like ones that like me.
Yeah, that's a good answer. That's a very good answer.
And butt cheeks, but you know.
Just the cheeks, not the whole. Just never mind.
It's all.
We're not going to get into there. Do we hear Anaconda?
I like how you started it and then told me to back off like I was gonna. You said not the butt. Wait a minute, Lamont. Like you started that one, Mike.
Oh yes,
that was on you.
Guys, simmer down. Like, what kind of show is this getting to?
Welcome back to Butt Talk. We're here live with Butt Talk.
But we're going to move forward now. Now you alluded to in the last segment to some shows that you and your partner do.
Yes.
You get some of those shows coming up soon.
Okay, so we just did one at there's a club on the waterfront called Laugh Boston, which is inside the Westin Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful comedy club. It's only a year old now. We just did a show there in September. We're looking to do another one in November. The date's not solid yet, but we've been doing what I have coming up is a Halloween show. It's not at Laugh Boston. It's actually at Sweetwater Tavern, which is in the alley. It's a smaller venue, and I'm looking to have costumes. They're optional, but I'll be dressed up. And, people that I'll have candy, there'll be beer, we'll have a great time.
Sounds like a good time.
The price is reasonable. I'll have hilarious comics. Some comics you might have seen on TV. Some comics are on their way to that. I've done some stuff. My DJ is Matt Phipps, and he's on 92.5 The River every day, so he's got a name. And actually, he just interviewed Bono recently, so that he's doing big things. But that show is October 30th. It's a Thursday night, the night before Halloween. So come pregame with us. And then the next, because people said, "Are you going to do a show on Halloween?" I'm like, no. Halloween night is for me.
There you go.
I'm going to do all my Halloween jokes before Halloween, and then that night,
you can enjoy yourself.
I party.
There you go.
Perfect on a Friday too.
Let's tell people Sweetwater is next to Estate.
Sweetwater is next to Estate in the alley. It's 3 Boylston Place.
There you go.
Right next to the transportation building. October 30th, Thursday night. It's going to be great. Come on out.
Already on sale for that?
The ticket link goes live on Eventbrite on Monday.
Monday, okay.
Tickets will be $10 in advance, $15 at the door. Just bring a good attitude. Come hang out.
That's a good time. Halloween is falling really it's on a Friday this year, so it's a really good week to either lead into right.
It's so great.
And they've made it Halloween weekend now, so
it has to be.
It's a Halloween weekend.
I love it. Halloween's August 15th is when I really start thinking about Halloween. The summer's done. Summer is dead. Let's focus on Halloween. Let's get pumpkins. I love Halloween. I watch TV shows that I don't watch if they have a Halloween episode.
He would have loved last week, huh, Liz? With we had zombies here.
They were so lifelike too.
We had real zombies here from Barrett's Haunted Mansion.
I was scared.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They jumped across the table and scared.
Did they really?
Yes, they did.
That's the best.
I wouldn't have been able to handle that, to be quite honest with you guys.
In this building that we're in, it's very like a zombie bunker. Kind of like if it all goes down, like we're in here right now,
we're protected
with the doors locked.
Yeah, actually, the girls, Bianca Reyes was here last week too, and she was like, "Is the door locked? Is the door locked? I'm not leaving until I know they're not here anymore." But yeah, this is the time of year when we have fun with all of this stuff, and we love Halloween. I know A. Marie loves Halloween. Last year you had two outfits for Halloween. Is that correct?
Did I have 2? I thought it was more.
Was it more? Oh, it might have been more.
This year's gonna have to be like.
I have at least minimum is 2. But
for different parties.
Yeah, of
you're
course.
You're not doing a mid party change.
You can't just be seen with the same costume in a weekend. This is wrong.
God forbid.
Is it wrong?
That's so wrong.
It is, especially like.
And girls do this, and I knock it. You could do it. My hat goes off to you. If you can go back to another party with being the same little Bo Peep or whatever you want to be that night.
They'll go to another party as long as there's no cameras there.
But who's judging?
As long as there's no evidence.
What's the point of like?
But like, if you walk in with the same costume, I'm like, yo, she got the same costume on, so I ain't talking to her. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
guys don't think that way.
We don't.
As long as you look good, we don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I don't do it. I don't do it for anyone else but myself. I just want like another outfit.
She just wants to play dress up like a Barbie.
There we go.
That's what it is.
There we go. We got a diva in the house.
Do you know what you're going to be already, Emery? Because I remember you gave us a preview last year.
I don't. No, I have no idea yet. But
she hasn't thought about it since August 15th.
Keep me informed.
I've been busy. I just got back from LA. I've been doing a million things. I haven't even been able to like sit down and like think what I want to be. But it's always something that I hate being something that like.
Well, it's October now. Now's the time to get in the groove.
Overrated.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I know Liz has thought about a few things, but we're not going to. You want to keep it a secret.
I want to keep it a secret. I'm going to have like 3 costumes.
See, she's planning.
I'm already planning on 3.
I want to know what all these costumes are going to be. I need right of first refusal on all costumes. You let me know what the costume is, and I'll tell you if it works.
I was a unicorn last year.
Yes, she was.
Oh, I saw
that was one of
that.
hers.
That was cute and colorful.
I remember you told us you were back something to do with Back to the Future last year. I remember you saying something about Back to the Future. I can't remember.
Oh, you know what happened last
Marty
year?
McSoFly or something like
Right. Yeah, I was gonna be Marty McSoFly.
That's what it was.
But I didn't end up doing it. Something came up. I got busy with stand up, so I couldn't. Unfortunately, sometimes comedy gets in the way of me trying to have a good time. So I couldn't fulfill that dream last year. And that is a dream that I might fulfill next year because I have a different idea of what I want to be this year. And I can let you guys know.
It's up to you.
All right, so here's the thing. It's a bit of a social experiment, right?
Mm-hmm.
A year ago, a buddy of mine had a party at a bar that he managed. So I'm on my way there with a friend, and I'm like, dude, can you save me a seat? Can you save me a booth? Because we're coming. He goes, bet. So we show up. The booth is reserved, right? On the sign it says reserved for Lamont Price and big booty girls, right? As a joke. He wrote that as a joke because I have an affinity for the butt cheeks. Okay. We had a good chuckle. We're chilling. We're in there, we're drinking. I decided, take the sign down. People, this is stupid. And my buddy goes, no, leave it up. And he was right. Because within about 10 minutes of us being there, chicks who I'd never met before in my life were pushing each other over
to try and sit
to be
there.
Evaluated. Now, if I walked into this bar and said to these women, hey, ladies, I'm going to be, checking your butt out all night and doing all this, I would have got arrested. But because there was a sign there, I mean, you have to understand, they were literally pushing each other over to be like, what about me? Is my butt worthy? Right? And then dudes are showing up trying to be my sidekick, like, hey, Lamont, I'm like, I don't even know you. Beat it. I got this under control. So my buddy goes, you know what you should be? You should be a doctor of bootyology. Because always on Twitter, I describe myself as a comedian and a bootyologist, because I am a bootyologist. I have studied the booty. And so I'm going to get a lab coat, going to get Dr. of Bootyology engraved. I'm going to have the stethoscope, the little thing you tap the knee. I'm going to do it all up. And let's see how that works out. But
Dr. Price.
Hey, listen, you're getting ahead of yourself.
We get back there somehow, back to the booty. We're going to take a quick break right there, and we'll be right back with more booty.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
Lamont Price in the studio here on the Performer Radio Show.
Hey.
Now, Lamont, comedians this past year, there's a lot of comedians in the news, especially some notable deaths. Joan Rivers and, of course,
Robin Williams.
I mean, did Robin Williams sort of like open a door for certain types of comics back in the 70s when he had Mork and Mindy? I mean, he is a very unique character in the comic world.
Like the physical style?
They had the physical style with like Abbott and Costello and the Three Stooges, but not quite that kind of physical style in a sense until Robin Williams came along.
I would say that it definitely made it possible for guys like Jim Carrey to have a better career than they might have had before him. But it wasn't just, Robin is definitely at the forefront of that stuff, but there were also guys like Chevy Chase And like even John Ritter from Three's Company, those guys were not seen as stand-up comedians per se, but their physical comedy has always been lauded. Like in the business, like their physical comedy, along with Robin's, definitely opened doors for guys like Jim Carrey, and even to a lesser extent, like a Martin Lawrence. His stand-up is noted, but people don't really note the fact that Martin Lawrence, as a physical comic, is one of the
you look
best
at his faces and you can see that, right?
Seen.
Yeah, because he couldn't deliver a joke without making a certain face all the time.
Right, but the way he, like in a sitcom, the way he would throw his body around, that's a skill.
Martin Lawrence?
Martin Lawrence. On this show, like he would throw his body around. That is a skill. So guys like Robin Williams definitely.
Yeah, but isn't like doesn't Cat Williams and even isn't he the same too? Like, doesn't he like
he makes certain
Kevin
faces
Hart?
too? Yeah.
He's faces.
Facial expressions is one thing, but I'm speaking more of like literally like throwing your body around.
Like
you know what I mean?
falling around.
Like falling down and yeah.
So Martin Lawrence did a lot more of that, especially in his sitcom and stuff. So in his movies, he does that.
Do you consider like Chevy Chase a comedian or an actor? I mean, he's kind of
he's a hybrid. He's a comedic actor.
Yeah, he's a hybrid.
I mean, comedian is a loose term, but so we use stand-up comedian for those that get on the stage.
So
comedian, right? Comedian can be a comedian actor, like a Will Ferrell, somebody like that, you know.
Right.
But a stand-up comic is what I do, and it's a very unique skill.
I mean, because most people that are on Saturday Night Live have a comedic background.
Right, there's
improvs and things like that.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like one foot on one side and one foot on the other side.
Exactly.
Speaking of actors and comedians, I've noticed over the years that a lot of comedic actors used to be comedians in a sense. In other words, like Robin Williams, for instance, some of his best acting roles weren't comedic at all. You know, he made an excellent actor. I've noticed that comedians look at life differently and see things that most people do not see, and that's not only good for comedy, but it's also good for emotional drama as well.
Well, you're right, Mike. We're special.
There you go.
Basically, when you see a comedian do a 45-minute set, you're seeing many ranges of that person's personality.
Right.
You're seeing him be hilarious, but you're also seeing him be serious in certain situations. So acting is a natural progression from a stand-up comic. You know, you start as a comic, but acting's gonna come.
Yeah, I feel like every comedian kind of knows how to act or is good at it, at least.
Right. It's a natural, like, I no disrespect to any other genre in showbiz, but stand-up comic is the most pure, because I'm on stage, the reaction is immediate. There's no wait. You know what I mean? I know if I'm good or not right now. When I say those words, the reaction I get back is immediate. And if it sucks, I don't have any backup dancers. I don't have a backup singer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any of that stuff.
A sexy outfit on, or maybe you do.
Listen. Certain Wednesdays, you don't know how I roll. But you just opened up a Pandora's box. I'll holler at you later.
Thanks, Avery.
But yeah, you're experiencing a comedian's wide range of emotions. So an acting thing, like being dramatic for a comedian, is natural, because a lot of the stand-up that's the best comes from the truth. And a lot of that truth is pain.
Yeah.
So that's where we're coming from, you know.
That's why I said, you know, a lot of the best actors are comedians. Yeah. They used to be comedians or were comedians and just kind of transitioned. I mean, Jim Carrey too. I mean, I've seen him in some dramatic roles, and you would say, wow, look at him. He actually has an aptitude for going way beyond just physical comedy.
You think about a guy who avoided dramatic roles for a long time in Eddie Murphy, and when he finally took one in Dreamgirls, he was nominated for an Oscar.
Right, exactly.
You know,
that's a good point.
The
right
dude
there.
is one of the most talented people I've ever seen.
And yet, he's still without any major. I mean, when you think Eddie Murphy, what's the first thing you think? Roles, movie roles.
Well, my favorite movie of all time is Beverly Hills Cop.
That's my point right there.
Right.
Okay, which is a comedic role.
Yeah, but what you're saying, so you haven't seen him in the more prominent.
Well, I'm saying you haven't seen him in his more. You don't think of him as being in dramatic roles.
Right.
Even when you say Robin Williams, you don't think of Good Will Hunting, do you?
Not immediately.
That's the one he won the Oscar for.
Right.
You know, a dramatic role and not a comedic role.
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting.
These guys are talented, man.
They're very talented. Yeah. It's a shame that he ended his life the way he did. And,
depression is something. It's just like
that's part of the industry overall, though. It's not just based on not just comedians.
No, the industry is lonely, man. It seems great. Like, I'll be somewhere and I'll do a show in front of, like, I don't know, 200, 300 people. But an hour later, dude, I'm chilling alone. That is the most dramatic turnaround. Like, you were just a man.
People laughing and cheering.
45 minutes later, I'm alone. It's crazy.
It is kind of nuts, isn't it?
How do you like cheer yourself up, or what do you do? Like, on
I smoke weed. I smoke weed and kick it.
Well,
I'm very easy to please, so I don't need a lot. Like, I don't need.
You only need an ounce, maybe.
Hey, you got anything? I'm looking for a new.
But you would think when you have those times to yourself that you're just relaxing, because isn't every time you're with people, don't they always want you to be on and be funny all the time, even when you're not working? And
that can add to it too, because sometimes people don't want to know the real you. They want to know just the performer in you.
Just be funny all the time.
Look at a guy like Chappelle. Chappelle was like, I need to step away for a little while, because
he stepped away quite grand style too.
Demanding that people want, like, he's like, I'm out with my kids, and people are walking up to us in the restaurant going, I'm Rick James, bitch. He's like, I'm out eating. I'm just trying to kick it. So yeah, that's very true. You want to chill, but that sometimes, and this is with any performer, you want that rush to stay. You want that rush. You need that rush. So a lot of times, performers, rock stars, comedians will turn to drugs. Now, I'm not weed. Weed is fine, but I'm talking about like the hard stuff, just to match that feeling.
Athletes the same thing.
Yeah. So you need, but I think everybody at the end of the day needs someone to talk to. If you can find anybody to talk to, that's. I always tell people in my family, like, if you have any problems, please talk to me. I'll listen. Getting it off your chest might not end the problem immediately, but you'll feel better that you don't feel alone. And a lot of people need that stuff. So Robin Williams felt alone, and that's crazy to think.
Yeah, I mean, when you've reached that level of success, you're probably more alone than ever before.
Yeah,
in most cases. He had to be on point every time his face was in public. Every talk show he went on, people expected a certain level.
Think about Chris Farley.
Oh yeah,
Chris Farley was another one that had to be on constantly.
John Belushi.
There's a lot of insecurity in stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
So you feel like you need to be on in order for people to like you.
Yeah, that's pretty sad when you think about it. I mean, it's part of the business, though. It's not just comedians.
No, you're right.
Everybody that's in this, models, actresses, actors, they're all expected, because we don't see their human side. All we see is what Hollywood gives us, the pedestal,
right?
The persona that they basically manufacture in some cases, and a lot of us don't look at them as real human beings.
You don't.
They have to live with that 24/7.
And that's the big problem, because people expect these. The celebrities, you go, okay, he's this, but if he does or she does something that you feel like is negative, you get on the soapbox and you forget that you have flaws too, and you forget, you think, oh, they make a lot of money, so they can afford to not be human. It's like, nah, dude.
We actually talked about this earlier, before the show. Stick around for one more session, okay? And we'll talk about all your your social media and everything else like that. We'll be right back.
All right.
And we're out. You got plans?
You bet. $50 million Americans struggle with hunger, but we can do something about it.
Excuse me.
What's going on?
Dinner. Please join me in helping put food on their tables. Together, we can feed America.
You guys keep going. I'm gonna get the plates.
Plates? Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. HSF.net.
Time to wake up.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Don't forget, you've got a job to do today.
Hey, Mom. I got the job. Thanks.
Got the job. Welcome aboard.
work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
Models, singers, comedians, dancers, and so much more. This is the Performer Radio Show.
And Lamont is back in the studio with us. This is fall season now. Do you find yourself more busy this time of year than any other time of year? Because people kind of like getting back into the swing of things after kind of taking a break all summer long. When are you most busy during the year?
I think you're right. Yeah. Because when fall, I mean, college is open, and there's a lot of college shows to do. Summer is the slowest season for comedy. Yeah, just because people are vacationing and people are just going out and doing whatever. So yeah, this is definitely it. There's so many themes coming up, so there's opportunity for more shows and stuff
also,
like that.
Also, more people are indoors, and the weather's getting colder. Right. Guys are looking for girlfriends. Girlfriends are looking for guys and stuff like that. Boyfriends.
Girls are looking for guys, and boys are just like, all right, whatever.
That sounds about very accurate.
Well, girls are looking for guys this time of year.
But that's the attraction thing.
It's the season.
That's the attraction thing.
Season.
What is it called?
Cuffing season.
Cuffing season. If I show too much interest in you, you won't like me anymore. Because now I'm what? Too needy. Mm-hmm. So if I act like...
Or too easy.
Aloof.
Or if I act a little aloof, then you're wondering what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's like a game, though. Like, who wants to...
You gotta find a sweet spot.
But what's the game? That's what it is. It's all biological, really.
It is, but...
What do girls say? Oh, I knew a chick who was married for 6 months. Well, I'm assuming she's still married, but 6 months in, and I was like, how is it? She's like, terrible. I'm like, why? And she went on for 20 minutes about how her husband treats her too well.
What? Sorry, baby. Seriously.
He does everything for me. I can't stand it. I'm suffocated.
Uh-huh.
So there's got to be a certain level of whatever, lady, whatever, chick, in order for her to be like, yeah, I'm sick of her.
What is wrong with you girls? Anyway,
I don't know.
You keep saying you want the perfect guy, and then
I'll
you
never
get the
complain about a nice guy.
Well, maybe I do believe that of A-Marie. But
yeah.
Okay.
I do believe that, but most girls are
I
like...
never even went through like a bad boy phase. Never did.
You never did?
Nope.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm. That's good for you.
I mean, but most girls
I can't
will
say the same.
most girls will say, I want this, this, and this, and when they get it...
They always fall for the bad boy.
They always go...
It's always the, I don't even know what happened. I don't know why I hooked up with that guy. What happened?
And yet,
it's all mental.
And many of them go back too. That's the sad part. So, what about winter now? Does that slow down a little bit after Christmas, say, and does it pick up again in the spring, or is it just kind of all the way through?
No, all the way through.
All the way
through.
That's great.
People want to be indoors. People want entertainment. In the summertime, obviously, you go outside for entertainment. Mm-hmm. In the wintertime, you want to go inside. You want something to do. You want venues to go to. You want locations. You want to sit down and watch somebody tell jokes. October 30th, Sweetwater Tavern. And you need that in your life.
Yes.
You need to laugh, because if you don't laugh, you will die.
That's exactly right. Laughter is good medicine.
That's right.
Best
and
medicine.
The doctor of bootyology will tell you.
There you go. Right from the doctor.
Right from the doctor.
That's it. Good prescription right there,
Yes.
Lamont. Lamont, where can people find you online?
On Twitter, you can find me at LPizzle, LPIZZLE. Do not follow if you are offended easy, because I say some wild I think you know that.
I love it though. I think it's hilarious.
Also, I'm on Facebook. You can just find me Facebook / Lamont Price, so Lamont.Price1 on Facebook. And those are the two main places to find me on social media. I also have an Instagram if you're interested in my pictures.
Only unless they have a lot of booty, right?
No, I'm not.
Do you make up your own
I'm not
memes?
a creeper.
Do you make up like your own memes or?
Nah. No? I mean, I've reposted memes, but I don't want my page cluttered with memes. That's so impersonal. It's my personal page. I want people to see me.
But if they're jokes that are coming from you, they can kind of like.
If I have a meme that I want people to see, if there's a meme that needs to be seen, I'll put it on Twitter, because that's just quick. I'm not going to put it on a permanent, like, my Instagram, unless it's hilarious, and I'll post it, but not normally. It's very personal. I want people to see me.
There you go.
You know, or whatever, or who I'm hanging with, or what I'm doing. Or that kind of thing.
Get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. El Pizzle 12, by the way.
There you go.
For the Instagram.
There you go. Lamont, thank you very much for coming back.
Thank you for having
Once
me.
again, in our new digs. You've been in every new location.
I kick off the seasons.
There you go. Kick them off. There you go.
All the venues.
There you go. All the
when you
venues
guys
that we're in.
moved, when you guys move your venue to Miami Beach, I better be first in line.
Yes, I wouldn't mind doing the broadcast
with
Miami
heat tickets.
Beach.
We might even bring some booty over there.
There you go.
Better bring some booty.
There's plenty of booty down in Miami Beach.
That's in my rider. There better be butt cheeks in the vicinity.
Well, once again, thank you, Lamont, for
Thank you for
kicking off
having
our
me.
season again. Good luck with the event on the 30th, Sweetwater Tavern, and hopefully we can make it down there this time. Okay?
Yeah, definitely. Keep in touch, and we'll talk about it.
There you go. We'll be right back after this.
Cool.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Every time Lamont's here, we always have so much fun with him. I mean, he livens up the broadcast and walk away with a smile every time he's been here. And he
has the great energy.
Yeah, he does have
good
great
energy.
Not just great energy, but he's great. He picks up on every little thing and he just comes back with a quick retort.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a good comedian right there because he pays attention to the room. A lot of comedians, they have pre-prepared jokes and they just come out there, they do their set, and then they walk away. But they don't have that dynamic perception that people like Lamont have. Those to me are true comedians, and I've never seen really that many comedians on stage that can handle that kind of situation where it's completely spontaneous. Very few can pull it off and be naturally funny.
I've seen a couple comedians already, and Lamont is definitely like one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
He's great.
he's a natural. He's definitely a natural, and we wish him all the best. And I would love to check out his performance on the 30th. That sounds like a great way to kick off Halloween. I don't know.
I think that's the day I'm coming back from my trip too.
Is it really?
Yeah. Hopefully I can make it.
Well, I mean, if you're here, great. If you're not completely burned out from your trip, which
She can't be, because then it's Halloween and she got to keep going through the Halloween.
But that's why I'm going to Miami after, so I can like relax and come back.
yeah, she's going to Miami to relax after Vegas.
Well,
Listen, no one goes to Miami to relax.
I'm going to party for like a couple days, and then like my last 2 days, I'm just gonna relax.
That's what people say, and then it doesn't happen.
Well, we'll
at least it will be the middle of the week, so maybe less likely there's going to be anything crazy
no,
going
there's
on.
always something crazy.
What?
Well, you know what I mean. Well,
The week, everyone knows Mike, that industry nights during the week are always so much better than the weekend. That's in New York. That's in, in Miami. That's everywhere.
The industry nights are usually on Mondays or Tuesdays, not on Wednesdays. That's my point.
Like when I was in LA, that Tuesday night was amazing. That's why I thought Chloe and Kylie.
Mondays and Tuesdays, but not Wednesdays. Wednesdays is hump day. You know, you just lay on the beach and relax so you can get all energized for the weekend.
Get a nice tan before you head back.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're going to be dark, very, very dark by the time you get back. You know,
I didn't get to
lots
tan
of coconut
much this
oil.
summer, so I can't wait.
Lots of coconut oil, definitely. So listen. Next week is Boston Fashion Week here in Boston, and we got a lot of shows we're covering. We're not going to have a radio show next week because it's Boston Fashion Week. We've got way too much to do. We've got Daniel Hernandez's show. We've got Marie, you're going to be at Emerging Trends next week as well. We've got a special show at Bond on Wednesday night with the New England Revolution. They're going to be, oh God, what's the designer they're going to be featuring? It's the New England Revolution players and their wives are going to be doing a fashion show at Bond. And I can't remember the designer off the top of my head, but they have a store in Newberry Street, et cetera, et cetera. Nice. And I will find out about that after the show. I for some reason, I just kind of blocked out. All kinds of events going on next week. So we're going to be trying to cover as many of those as we can, and because we're doing that, we can't have another radio show. So sorry for everyone else in the audience. Liz, next week, you're going to be hanging out with us too for a bit, here and there?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, there you go. Liz loves fashion.
I love fashion.
Yes.
I'm so ready.
She's actually worked in several boutiques.
Yeah, that's how we met. We met at a boutique.
Yes, we met at Mod Boston.
Mod Boston.
Actually, happy anniversary, 5 years. It's October of 2009 when we met.
Yeah, we met right around this time.
Yes, we did, 5 years ago.
I was working on my birthday, and we had a fashion show. Remember, Mike?
Yes, I do. I remember.
Yeah, and that's where I met Libby.
Awesome. Libby Vilner, correct. Yeah. That was 5 years ago. Can you believe that? 5 years now.
Love Fashion Week. Wow. If anybody knows me, they already know I'm going to be up and down every event all week. Find me somewhere every night.
Actually, Danny hit me up yesterday about coming to some of the Fashion Week events too. She says, "Are you guys going to go? Because I don't want to go by myself."
I want
by herself. She hasn't even.
And if Mike isn't going with me, I'm going with Marie.
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay. We'll cover as many as we can next week, that's for sure. Plus, I've got deadline for Dirty Water News as well next week, so we got a lot of stuff going on. So we will be back on the 15th for our next show, and we'll probably cover all the Boston Fashion Week stuff that we've seen, interviews, everything else like that. And then we're going to be leading into our next live broadcast at the Greatest Bar, which is going to be on October 24th. And we're going to be bringing back Jace Dillon, because technically we didn't do a live show last week. So we're going to be bringing back Jace Dillon to do a completely live set in front of a studio audience at the Greatest Bar, which should be interesting because they haven't done that yet. We have Dirty Water has a lot of live shows every Friday night at the Greatest Bar, and it's broadcast live on TV as well. But we've never had live performances, so we're going to try something new on the 24th. And then on November 21st, our live show at the Greatest Bar will actually have the release of the calendar for Dirty Water Dolls, which both of you are Dirty Water Dolls as well. So that's coming up in the month of November next month. So that's it for this week. Girls, any other closing statements? You good?
Check us out next week.
Check us out 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now.
And if you're in Fashion Week, any of the fashion,
I won't be here.
Look for two girls taking lots of selfies. Okay. Until next week, until actually 2 weeks from now, then this is Mike Zodas wishing everyone a great week and a good Boston Fashion Week. And girls, say good night.
Bye.
Good night.